If I were to describe George in one word, it would be difficult.
George is an adventurer.
Charismatic.
The best I can think of is two words: Renaissance man.
I got so many words to describe him, I cannot find one word.
He is passionate.
I think George is a really thoughtful person.
Coco says woof.
2 would be a walking dictionary because he knows so many interesting facts that might be pointless, but he always tells me about them.
One word for George: intellectual.
Dynamical.
Well, his birth was so quick. In a moment, he was out and was here. As a baby, he woke very early, started to climb upstairs, downstairs, all the furniture, and he continues to climb and to climb. He has climbed mountains and expeditions, and I don't know what will be next. Since he was young, he liked to dress up, acting, and play the guitar. Later on, he was in all the plays in the Royal Grammar School, and we enjoyed to go to his performance, and we were like that all the time. I'm so proud of him, yes. Georgie went into the Royal Grammar School, which is a very prestigious school, and we were very, very proud that he got a place there.
I met George very early on in the RGS experience. From the very early days, I knew George and I were going to get along very well. George always stood out from the crowd. He was very bold.
Yes, he worked hard and he got in trouble. Well, it was the occasion when, to our surprise, we got a letter from the headmaster who was firm, saying that if he didn't change his behavior, he will be expelled from the school.
I remember this letter. This letter was a serious event. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Rockett, I've had to have a serious talk with George this morning to make clear to him that his current downward spiral in behaviour and general attitude is causing concern to the school, and if continued would put his continuation at the school in some jeopardy. George acknowledges that some of the people with whom he associates have a bad influence on him. George was caught in the lunch interval off-site, having arranged to meet a girl from the Lady Verney High School, and he does not even know her name.
Then my husband wrote to the headmaster a strong letter saying, you know, my son is not a follower, he's a leader, and he will be a very good prefect.
George was never, ever going to be made a prefect.
But he never was chosen like a prefect. But he's a leader now.
George got away with it, he didn't get expelled, he worked really hard, and he did very well at school. There was an historic occasion when Princess Diana came to school to open the new library. And for some reason, Princess Diana took a real shine to George. We'll never know for certain, but something happened.
George is very caring and he loves animals. When he was young, he had his dog Tinka. He loved Tinka. Now, he's older and he always continues to be very caring and loving animals. I always thought he will be a scientist because he had this inquiring mind, always wanted to find things and to experiment.
Curious George. Very curious George. I was standing in my bedroom once at university and George walked in, a curious look on his face. He said, let's see what happens next. Squirted me with a lighter fluid and threw a match at me. Fire! Fire! Evacuate your seatbelts and get out.
After finishing university, Georgie went to work in London where he met Dan, and soon after they formed the company that today is the Data Center Dynamics.
He has been so many things in so many ways over so many years. It's part of my life and I feel very privileged to have worked with him for as long as I have.
And he became a leader, like his father said.
Yeah, George and I would go out for lunch on several occasions. And on one occasion, George said, so Bill, what do you think about me knowing the right woman in my life? You know, how will I know that? And I said, there'll be a voltage, George. It'll be very, very clear. And he said, what, a voltage like electricity? And I said, absolutely, there'll be a feeling there. And I always remember the time that he first came back and told the family about Olga, and it was clear there was just a stack of electricity. And it was just like a lightning bolt that hit him, you know, a real thunderous lightning bolt. So that was a very clear message that he had found the right woman. The story that I would have is actually a story told by my father, who was incredibly proud of George. And it was a time when he was at school and he set up a disco dance. And he was the main man organising the event. He was selling tickets to the sixth formers. So what he was going to go on and do, being, you know, a dynamo in data centres and setting up from scratch a restaurant, you know, he had it in him, and he probably didn't even realise at the time.
George take after his father. The integrity, the hard work, the dedication, and the gentle nature. What I can say about my husband is that he has always been very proud of all his children. And today, he's here with all of us. I'm very proud of George and Olga in their wedding day. Well, George, the day has arrived finally that George is getting married with the most beautiful girl in all Saltillo. And it's so nice to be all together. I'm sure you are around here somewhere. And the children are here. Bill and family is here. Anne and family is here. Charles couldn't come, but we are all here like usually. George and Olga, I wish you a life together full of happiness and adventure and love and amen.
Olga, we love you.
Welcome to the Rockett family.
George, to me it appears like you found the love of your life. Keep hold of her, cherish her, and I hope you guys have a very long and fruitful life together.
George, you're one of my oldest friends. I'm sure you're having a spectacular day, and I'm so sorry I can't be there.
George and Olga, all the best for a long life together, happiness, and just everything for a beautiful, beautiful marriage.
I'm pleased that he's found his soulmate in Olga, and I hope that the two of them will be very, very happy together.
George and Olga, I know that your life together is going to be something really special.
I hope him and Olga lead a very happy life and live happily ever after.
We're sorry we can't join you on your special day.
Missing you lots and lots.
Wishing you lots of luck and love for the future.
Love you!
Whom is your Rockett? He's my son.